In this video, I will be going through how I make these doors for somewhat cheap and pretty quickly as well. It only took about a day to make each of these doors. Anyways, I have 3 pretty much done except for sanding, and I'm going to make the 4th now. And I'm going to start at the miter saw and cut all my pieces to length. These are all my parts that I need to make the door cut to length, and I have them roughly laid out on the floor so you can see what each part is for. And this took about 4.5 construction 2x6s. So yeah, in case you want to make these doors yourself, I have the measurements for each piece right there. Now with all my parts cut to length, I'll spend some time at the table saw cutting all my parts to width. And for the horizontal parts of the door, I'm going to cut those to 5 inches wide. And then for the longer vertical sides of the door, those will be cut to 4 inches wide. I bought the wood to make these doors all at once, and I thought all I would need were 2x6s, but when looking at other doors, I noticed that the horizontal pieces are usually different widths, with the bottom horizontal piece being wider than the rest. So, wider boards for this project would have been better, but this is what I have, so instead I'm going to use the 1-inch strip left over from the vertical sides of the door to glue onto the horizontal pieces to make them wider. Now I have to joint the frame of the door together, and I'm going to do that with some tongue and groove joints using the table saw. This would be a lot easier if I had a dado stack, but unfortunately I do not, so I will just have to take multiple passes instead. And I was able to remove most of the waste with the table saw, but I still had to clean up the grooves with a chisel when I was done. But all in all, it still didn't take too long. The grooves are looking good, so now back to the table saw to cut the tongues or tenons or whatever you want to call them on the horizontal pieces of the door. Lastly, to finish off the frame of the door, I'm going to cut a small radius on the top horizontal piece just for some decoration. I got a new bandsaw. That is it for the door frame. And now to make the panels of the door, remember I cut those 37-inch and 27-inch sections in the beginning, 2 of each. Well, those are going to make the door panels, so I rip each section into 2.5-inch boards, and then each of those boards get resawn into 3/4-inch boards. So in the end, I end up with 4 panel boards from each section. I also want to chamfer on all the edges of each board, and the fast way to do that is the table saw again. That is it. I now have all of my pieces done, and now all that is left is to put my door together. I made these doors as part of a project that my dad is working on for my mom, and my mom wants them painted against my will, which is why I do not have any finish on them. I'm handing these off to my dad to do that.